Oh my God, this photo needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. So I have this coaching program where people send me photos every week. Please send me something that matters to you. And on Zoom live, I correct the photos. I love doing this. I've been doing this for years. And I want to show you in this video some of the photos that I get. So what people do, they send me their retouched photo and then send me the raw file. And then I try to correct their raw file, basically. The way I do it is very simple. I ask people to send me some of the photos that matters to them, and the JPEG and the raw file. These are like long sessions. They usually are like a couple of hours. So I'm going to make this very short. I'm just going to show you some examples. But for example, my good friend Kenel came back from Egypt and sent me this photo of the Sphinx. And he changed the sky. He did a couple of tests, and I did not like it because the Milky Way is a little bit blurry. The Sphinx is a little bit, it's over retouched. It looks very overcooked to me. And that's the original raw file. So let's reset the original raw file. Here we are. So what would I do? I mean, Ken got the approval, paid a special permit to shoot the Sphinx at night with a group of a friend photographer, which is really hard to do. I've never been able to do it. So I understand the photo. I love how he's got the things, but the sky was very boring. So I'm going to try to do like him, but I'm going to try to make it a bit more realistic. So I'm going to open a shadow first on this photo so that we can see a little bit more the Sphinx, but I'm not going to do this very clarity look that he did, which I think is unnatural. Then I'm going to lower the highlights, and then I'm going to do my black point. I'm holding on the Alt key on Windows or the Option key on Mac. What that does, it makes what you see here in yellow and orange a black point. Okay, and then I'm going to do the white point. Okay, the white point is going to make the photo very, very clear. I don't want it to be clear. It's a night photo. It has to stay a night photo. And then there is a big dust here that I can remove. I can go here to auto apply dust. Let's see if it's going to get rid of this one. Yes. Wow, look at all the dust in that sky. Now, at the end of the day, the sky was still boring. And, that would be one way of doing it. That would be like the truth kind of thing. But I think I want to do like him. I want to put like some nice stars. And I was looking for a nice star sky. And I had an idea. So I'm going to go to Photoshop. I actually took a photo in Zion a while back where I had an amazing sky. And I'm thinking to use that sky in that photo. So this is the photo, and this is the sky I want to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag and drop. You take the move tool. I'm going to drag and drop that sky over this photo, and you hold on the shift key so it centers it. Okay, the photo is a little too big because I shot this on a 60 million pixel camera. And I'm going to position the sky so that we don't have too much mountains, something like that for now. Okay. And now I'm going to make this layer invisible. I'm going to go here. It's very simple. I'm going to go to select subject, and that should select the Sphinx, because make sure you're on the right. Yeah, so you see it select the Sphinx. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to make this one active, and I'm going to press here. This is the mask. Because we have an active selection, and I'm on the layer, and I'm clicking here on the mask. Wait for it. Boom. Okay, it did the opposite of what I want, so it's fine. I can click on the mask and press Command or Control I to invert the mask. And now I'm good. But you see, I don't like that mountain, although it kind of looks cool. So I'm going to go and select here the sky. You see, I can make the sky bigger, but if I try to make the sky bigger, or I'm going to get the mask, now it's going to be active. And it's going to look weird, Command Z. So you have to go here and just unlock that little chain here. And now check this out. I can make the sky bigger, move it around, like much bigger. I just want the stars, much bigger, and move it around until I don't want to get any of that tree, something like that. It's going to make a big Milky Way, but it's kind of cool. I don't mind a little bit of the mountain. I can make it even bigger and have nothing. And now all I have is the Milky Way, which I kind of like. And if you want to make the color match even more, you can go here and add a little curve layer. And the way curve layer works is kind of cool. I think the sky is a bit too bright. So I'm going to make it a bit dark. I want a dark sky, something like that. That's kind of cool. But I only want the curve to affect the sky, not the Sphinx. So check this out. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to press here. That little square with that little thing, if I press that curve is only going to affect the sky. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom. And now I'm moving this around and it's only affecting the sky. And I want to match the color. Like I feel like the Sphinx is a bit warmer. So I'm going to go to the red. I'm going to click here and I'm going to drag this up. Ooh, I kind of like it a bit more warm. Not so much, just a little bit. Then I'm going to go to green. I'm going to click this up. No, not green. Maybe a bit more blue. Yeah, I'm just playing around. And then blue, let's go to blue. That's too blue. And yeah, I think I want to put more red. I'm going to back to red. I want to warm up the sky a little bit more. Something like that, because it's kind of warm. And then I'm going to go to File, Close. What I'm trying to do is, he had some kind of halo all around. You see, in his retouching, it just looked very unreal. I wanted to make it look real. So that's one retouching the guy did. That's another one he did. And that's this one. You know, you have a link under this video. I've queued up a few spots next week. I'd love to see you work with my team and see if you're a good fit for these coaching sessions. Okay, so now this is good. I think this looks way more natural than that. I don't like the halo around it. It's nice, but it looks really fake. I think people will like more this kind of photo. Okay, the next one I got is from a good friend of mine, Bennett Weber. Great guy. He's been loving photography his whole life. And he went to Luxor and he sent me these 2 photos. I didn't like this one. But this one, I think we can do something kind of cool with it. That's kind of, you know, he didn't know what to do with it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to apply my black and white preset here, which you can find for free under this video. I think I'm going to apply the, I don't know, the normal one. And then I'm going to hold on the Option key as usual to set my black point. It's way too strong. I'm going to do my white point. And then I'm going to make the photo straight, okay? Straight. But when you apply one of my presets, the problem with that is I'm actually, look, auto is not doing its thing. So I'm going to go vertical. I really want to make this straight, very straight. Okay, something like that. And then I think he's got he shot this with a Leica Q3, I think, because that's the camera he has. And I just want to get, let's rotate this a little bit. I just want to crop this photo and do something like this. I want to get this spot here. I want to get this spot here, this spot here, and this spot here. Something like that. But now I think I went too much on the vertical. Yeah, you have to play around with rotate and vertical until you get something that you kind of like, because you know he was shooting the photo like really high up, so everything is distorted. Okay. And now we're going to have to play around a lot with this photo with the mask. So when you use my preset, you've got a whole bunch of masks. And this one is kind of cool, but this one is too strong. So when it's too strong, I'm just going to make it bigger and I'm going to back it down. And this one, I'm going to make it bigger and I'm going to back it down. This one here, I'm going to bring it down a little bit. This one, you see and this one is a big circle. I'm going to put this one in the middle. Okay, I want to do more dodge and burn on this to make it more interesting. I want to make it like a really dramatic photo. So I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to make sure flow intensity is in the 80s. And I'm going to lower the exposure, small brush. If you use this on the middle mouse on Lightroom, it makes a brush bigger or smaller, which I kind of like. And then I'm going to do this like that. And this, I just want to make the outside darker, just kind of like a silhouette, you know, like a vignette effect, I mean. And yeah, but it's too strong. So I'm just going to back it down. It's too strong. And there's still something there that doesn't, I think that gradient, I'm just going to erase that gradient because it's not really helping. Maybe make this one bigger and bring it down. This one, I'm just going to erase it. I'm going to erase a corner. I want to have better, you know, better control. Okay, let's see here. It's starting to look kind of like, because it's kind of cool, you know, but I'm trying to make like a frame in a frame of Luxor. You know, I think I want to go 4x5 in my cropping, which is like Instagram or Ansel Adams. Yeah, something like that. And yeah, that's kind of better. I think I want to add a bit of clarity on this one because why not? And I'm not happy with my brush stroke. I'm going to have to redo my brush stroke again. So I'm just going to brush here, Make it dark. Brush here. Make it smaller. I'm going to brush here on top. And maybe brush here. I really like the brush stroke. I kind of like that. I mean, you know, that was, that's kind of a cool photo. That was the before. And that's the after. On this one, what I did, there's another version that I like. I like to go to sometimes to Luminar Neo. And because Luminar Neo has an atmosphere, you know, slider where you can add fog. And I don't know, I have the feeling that it would work well. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edit and I'm going to go to atmosphere. I want to go to fog. You see, here's some fog. And then here's the depth. So the depth is you can make it go how you want it. I think I want to go to maybe layered fog. So it's a bit lower. Yeah, you see now it's only at the bottom. And just a bit of layered fog. I don't know. It just adds a little, you know, je ne sais quoi to the photo. Now let's go hard. Let's just add fog, or let's try mist. Mist is a little more moistured, or haze. Let's try haze and amount. Yeah, I kind of like the haze like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then I'm just gonna press OK and go back to Lightroom. You don't have to do that. I thought it would be fun on this photo. It kind of works well. This is before, and this is with a little touch from Luminar. And again, this is the photo that we started with. Oh, then my good friend Pat Haney sent me this photo. And I was like, Pat, I love the photo. Very Alan Schaller. But I don't like the sun here. It's just grabbing all my eyes. See, the eyes goes to the brightest part of the photo. So I was like, what if, hear me out, we would just cut this out and just go on the kids here. I think that's a much stronger photo. What do you think? Okay. Now, I don't just correct people's photos. Sometimes people send me photos and I love them. Look at this photo I got from David La Espriella. A beautiful black, look at this. Beautiful black and white photo. I love the leading lines. When I have nothing to say, I have nothing to say. This is Riccardo Fracassi. Look at this. One of my early students that I've coached for many years. This is a photo he shot in the Dolomites. I had nothing to say, but just amazing. This actually, so every week I pick 3 winners. And Ricardo is so good that, because he's doing workshop with me, that I don't count him, but he's one of my students and I coach him for many years. But this was the photo that won last week. This was Jeff Barsky, my good friend Jeff Barsky from Washington. He took that with a drone. I thought it was incredible. So that was the photo that won. The second place was my good friend from California, Richard Horn. He shot that in Catalina Island. Look how, I just love the photo. That was the second winner. And the third winner was Doug Davidson. Doug Davidson does his whole work on Wave. Anyways, if you want to, I'd love to see your work. Make sure we can book a call and I can see, you know, send me your raw file, your JPEG, and I can see if I can make it better. I'd love that. I hope you learned a thing or two today, and make sure you subscribe. A lot of people watching this video are not subscribed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot of bangers coming for you. Incredible videos that I'm working on, spending a lot of time on it. Make sure you subscribe.